Hi folks, Paul Jennings here, and in this video I'm going to help you figure out which cajon to buy. I'm not going to tell you which brand to buy, I'm just going to lay out the facts and tell you some of the key points that you need to think about when choosing the cajon that's right for you. The cajon world these days is saturated by manufacturers, both big and small. People working out their sheds or people working with factories building huge quantities of cajons. It's difficult to figure out sometimes which is the best option, particularly if you are buying your very first cajon. So I hope that you find some of the points I make in this video helpful and help you find the right cajon that suits your needs. First thing that you probably want to think about is your budget. Ask yourself, how serious am I about the cajon and learning it and becoming a master cajon player? Whatever your goal is, that's going to help you figure out how much you want to spend. Beginner cajons start around $99 US, usually up to about $150 US, but depending on your country and your currency, it's going to vary a little bit. Mid-range go from about $150 to $300. Pro cajons, you're talking $300 to $500 and above. The sky's the limit. There's some amazing artisan cajon builders making everything by hand out there these days, and you're going, up into the thousands sometimes. Also think about, do I want to get a gig bag or a pair of brushes or an extra snare or a pad to sit on if that applies. Take into consideration these things in your budget. What type of music are you going to be using your cajon for? If you're playing in a rock band and you're looking to kind of bring out that kick and snare feel, then I would recommend maybe looking at a snare cajon that has an actual snare system in it with wires. Whether you want it to be able to turn it off or to just leave it on is up to you. The ones with switches are always great because it gives you the option of having a traditional cajon and a snare cajon. Are you playing more of a traditional Afro-Peruvian style? If so, then look for an Afro-Peruvian cajon with no snare system. You're going to want to look at the technique that's needed to play that style of music a bit more, but maybe looking at that would be for you. If you're looking at playing flamenco music or more Latin vibe, then maybe a flamenco cajon is right for you that has guitar strings to give it the sizzle effect. Very important is what type of sound are you looking for from your cajon. Are you looking for a resonant full bass tone, or are you looking for a punchy dry bass tone? Are you looking for a snappy high snare tone or a kind of full lower pitch snare tone? And then you might also want to ask the maker of the particular cajon, can I get more tones out of it if I use my foot or hit different parts of the cajon? How thick is the front plate? What type of wood is it made from? And you can really research all these little finer details and find out what your cajon is going to sound like before you get it. Now obviously trying a cajon for yourself is the best way of knowing if it's the right cajon for you. But if for some reason you're not able to do that, there's still ways you can find the best sounding cajon for you. YouTube, in my opinion, is the best way of getting the information and hearing the cajon that you're looking at. Make sure that you find a good quality video that's been recorded with a semi-decent microphone. At best, look for one that's been recorded in a studio, and listen to the sound using headphones or a decent speaker system. If you're just listening to it on your computer or your phone, then you're not going to be able to get a good representation of what that cajon sounds like. But if you've got a good set of headphones or a decent set of speakers, then the sound quality is going to be a lot better. Definitely seek more advice if you need questions answered. There's forums and groups on Facebook, and I'm always available. You can tweet me at Paul J Drums, and I'll answer your questions as much as I possibly can, or comment on this video as well. So there are some key points and things to think about when trying to find the best cajon that suits you. I've been Paul Jennings for Play Cajon. Make sure you subscribe and tweet me or whatever you need. I'm always here.